So, thank you for joining this last Innovation Lab session, and I'm pleased to introduce Sergi González, Sales Manager at Pujolasos. Again, if you have any question, just ask the right side of your screen, and I will share them with Sergi. Sergi, welcome.
Thank you.
And I give you, yes, I give you the floor there.
Perfect. So let me share my screen. Let's get started. So, well, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks, PCD, for the opportunity of sharing with you today our presentation about how to create sustainable value with wood. I will try to make my presentation very, very fast since we only have 20 minutes. And of course, I would like to talk to you about two main things. First of all, I would like to show you what can offer wood as a material. So how is wood and its characteristics as a first part of the presentation. And after that, I would like to show you the latest innovations and solutions that we can offer you from Pujolasos. Okay, so let's get started. How wood can help us to create sustainable value? Well, more and more wood is present on the main briefings on new developments that are now on the market, but it's still a material which is really unknown in our industry, I would say. So that's why I would like to show you how the wood is as a material and what can wood offer to you and your developments, okay? First of all, wood is unique, and this picture is very graphic. As you can see, every piece will be different, meaning that every piece will be unique. This is a great thing about wood, uniqueness. Every piece will be different in terms of veins. Veins will run completely differently on each piece. And of course, we will have differences on uniquenesses on tonality too. Wood is a natural resource. Wood is a material that the earth is giving to us. And if it's well managed and well sourced, it's almost infinite. It's almost limitless. Wood is sustainable. And yes, this is a very shocking picture maybe, but it's good to say that if we manage forests responsibly and we source wood in a responsible way, we will help to increase the mass of forests that we have today. In Europe, for example, we are increasing our mass of forests by a 5% every year, more or less. And said this, young trees, replantation, all the trees that are growing are capable to absorb more CO2 than the older ones. So we will talk later about the certifications that we can offer to guarantee this, but the message is clear for me. If we source wood responsibly, wood is a very sustainable material. It's luxurious. As a noble material, wood, it's luxurious by itself. Here at Pujolasos, we have been promoting a word for many years now, but I think that now it's a good point to bring it up again, which is the concept of eco-luxury. It's how we approach luxury those days. The approach to the luxury is about giving add value, giving something else, but being sustainable and being respectful with the nature. And this is something that with the wood, we can help to accomplish. Wood is available for big capacities and a very low customization cost. What this means, wood can be customized for a 5,000 units project or for a 2 million project. And the tooling cost will be exactly the same, normally under 1,000 euros. This is one of the biggest advantages that we have today, because it's bringing us to the next point. We have a lot of flexibility in development, meaning that we can have industrial samples in order to take decisions with physical pieces, not taking decisions on a technical drawing or on a 3D printed piece. We can take decisions on an industrial produced pieces, and we can have a time to market of around about 2-3 months for our developments if it's something relatively normal or standard, but never more than 4 or 5 months, I would say. Coming back to the first point, what is sustainable and what can we do to guarantee that we source wood responsibly? We have FSC certification and we have PEFC certifications, the two main certifications that make sure that the custody chain of the wood is respected from the forest to the final product. Of course, gotta say that we are working internally to get other certifications that support all these, like for example, the ISO 14001. We can use almost any type of wood that is available on the industry under a sustainable sourcing, of course. Gotta say that beech and ash are the most demand ones because they're easy to source, are prices stable, and in terms of material behavior are really, really easy to manufacture. But if ever a customer wants to do something more upscale with more special woods, it's completely available too. One of the main, I would say, handicaps we had in the past was related to the fact that we were not able to decorate the wood properly, or at least with the standards that our industry is demanding. But with the years, this is something that we have been able to solve, and I'm proud to say that today we can offer almost the same decorations that you can have on plastic or on glass in wood, meaning that silkscreen is available, hot foil stamping is available, debossing, laser engraving, etc. All this is available in wood today. So, well, once we know a little bit about the wood as a material, I would like to show you which kind of developments you can get. This is a short and very fast example of the latest or the developments that we have done on the last years, bespoke developments that we have done in the last years. Of course, many more about to come, but this is a good way to let you see that mainly maybe the wood industry, it's been focused on lids, but this is not the only product that we can manufacture. Of course, we can do, for example, a whole piece for this travel set that we have developed for example, or we can do a full body mascara, something like that. All this is available, or even a glass like this, which is completely available. At the end of the day, the flexibility we have on the production process, it's letting us to produce any kind of article, lid, base, whatever, made of wood. Of course, respecting different, let's say, the different compatibilities with the product. So fast enough, I think that we have finished the first part of the presentation. We have just talked briefly about the main characteristics of the wood: uniqueness, luxurious, big capacities available, short time to market, all customization possibilities available. But of course, maybe just the material, it's not enough to create sustainable value. Or at least for us, for Pujolasos, maybe it's not enough because we are used to give this add value through the wood as a material. And that's why I would like to show you the latest innovations that we brought into the market on the last year and a half, more or less. Some of them you will know it, some of them maybe no, but feel free after the presentation to ask any doubts that you have about them. So visiting customers and getting conversations with big parties on the industry, we have seen that depending on the country, depending on the brand, depending on the philosophy they have, the approach to sustainability is different. So some brands would like to focus on reducing, others like to focus on recycling, others like to focus on directly searching for absolutely new materials that will replace plastics or glass, etc. And we tried to bring into the market different solutions for each approach that we have been founding on the market. So Woodell, basically, it's the first wooden cap patent with a disposable plastic for recycling. What this means, historically, we had always a wood piece with a plastic part glued on it. Once the piece was finished, assembled, it was completely impossible to take it out. And this was one of the handicaps that the customers were giving us as a feedback. And that's why we launched Boodle, because with Boodle, we can have a functional wood cap with a plastic part that can be bioplastic, that can be PCR. This is available, but that once the life cycle have finished, once the product has come into an end, the customer can take out, can disassemble, for example, like this, the plastic from it, and then you have a wood part that you can just throw uncomposed, throw to the organic bin, and then you have a plastic that most probably, if you choose your material correctly, you will be able to recycle. This is available for jars, this is available for bottles closures, this is available for the perfumery industry. And today, for example, we already have 2 standards, but this can be completely customized to any thread or to any friction cap that you are thinking of. So recapping a little bit about this Boodle innovation. It's a disposable plastic. We are not using any glue. It's available on bioplastics, PCRs, etc. Of course, in terms of wood, we don't need to sacrifice anything. We still have FSC available. We still have PEFC available for the wood, all the finishings available. And of course, we can still lacquer the wood and we can still finish the wood as we, as we do normally. So next one, here we have work, another approach that the customer were giving us as a feedback. Yes, wood is great. They were telling us wood is great, it's sustainable, it's green, it's organic, but you still need a plastic. You still need a plastic component to make that functionality, to make that friction, to make that screw on the cap. This was a fact. And that's why we start thinking, at least for the perfumery industry, how to solve this issue. And since we were participating on the beverage industry for many, many years now, we saw that we could take advantage of it by using the same material as the wine stoppers. So now we are able to produce cork inners that will be snapped to the cap, will not be glued, will be snapped to the cap, and will make the friction, because as you know, the cork is a material which is really, really flexible. We will make the friction by getting standard pull force. This is a product that is already tested. This is a product that is already on the market. Okay, so recapping this second innovation, we have all the organic materials. We don't use any glues for the assembly. We don't use any plastic inners on it. This is already tested. This is already on the market. We don't need to recycle because, as I said, it's an organic product that can go directly to the organic bin. Okay. And just to finish, for many years, we had some limitations on the production processes in order to get monomaterial pieces in wood, meaning that manufacturing a thread on the wood was almost impossible. And at the end of the day, qualitatively, we were not successful enough. But all the wood industry has been working on solving this handicap, let's say, and this has been achieved on the last year. So now we can have a monomaterial wood cap that, of course, will be available for any kind of development that you imagine, threaded development that you imagine, tubes, bottles, jars, etc. And we can even substitute the foam liner that most part of the components have by a cork liner. So then we will have a completely organic cap again, but more maybe oriented to the skincare or bath industry, so the cosmetic industry in general. Well, I hope that I'm on track, I'm on time, and we'll have time enough to make some questions. But as I said, wood, it's organic material, cork liner is available, we can customize any thread. And said this, I would like to finish my presentation with this sentence, which is, a sustainable vision today is key for new developments, meaning that we need to change, producers, developers, and the final brands, we need to change the way we look at the new developments. And of course, I'm completely sure that wood as a material, it's a match between add value, this prestige, this looks, and sustainability. So, well, I hope that you found this presentation interesting. I will now just stop sharing my screen so we can see each other's, and I will answer your questions.
Thank you very much, Sergi.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Very nice presentation. And we have some question on the chat room. So from Fernanda, I've heard that wood packaging demands a lot of hand work. Is it true for Pujolasos packaging? What are the social equity challenges faced in the production?
Okay, so basically, at the end of the day, we can approach a new development using a standard, or if a customer wants to have a completely customized product, then of course we need to work on an ad work. But normally we can help to the customer to develop this ad work. I mean, if a customer has an idea of the kind of product that it's trying to develop, that is trying to bring to the market, we can help the customer to do this. So I would say that compared to other materials like plastic or glass, we don't have any differences in terms of previous requirements.
Thank you. There's another question from Antoine. So is the glass you drank from made of wood only? Which surface treatment applied?
So has a polishing. In this case, this glass has a polishing, meaning that we make the surface smooth, not to get hurt into your lips. It's made of a very, let's say, resistant wood that it's not leaking, I would say. And of course, the only thing that you need to take into consideration with this type of object is the dryage. You need to be sure that you dry out your wood once it's used in order to not to get rubbed.
Nice. Compatibility with juice/formulas. How does it react?
So it depends. At the end of the day, we need to test every formula that will be used with wood. Normally, wood is the second, let's say that it's not in direct contact with any formula. So direct compatibility test shouldn't be done, or at least very aggressive, because normally we have the plastic making on the cosmetics, at least, to make this first barrier. In terms of perfumery, for example, normally we don't have any issues on compatibility with perfumes.
Mm-hmm. Good. I would like to go back to the question I asked you. Fernanda is explaining me that maybe I was asking the question wrongly. So she was asking if it demands hand work, human work, instead of machines.
No. In fact, and this is related to the big capacities, for example, wood industry has evolved on the last 50 years tremendously. So it's nice that we still relate the wood industry to something handmade, because it's true. In our head, we have this feeling, but I gotta say that it's an industry which is fully automated today, and that's why we have big capacities.
Okay, thank you so much, Sergi. It was really interesting. We will have to leave now to end and to continue the event. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you soon in person, not virtually.
For sure, will be a pleasure.
Yes, and the best to you, and take care.
Thank you for the opportunity. Take care.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.